Hello everyone, I am Ransel Durapeti and this is the Group 3. In this video, we will discuss our topic entitled Right to Self-Governance and Empowerment of Indigenous Cultural Communities or Indigenous People, or also known as ICCs or IPs.
This is our learning outcomes. At the end of the lesson, the student must have first discuss the basic rights of ICCs or IPs to self-governance and empowerment, identify the existing laws and the actual social conditions of the indigenous people, and analyze the representation of indigenous people to decision-making process. Introduction. The indigenous cultural community has certain rights to be protected. Such rights are stipulated in the Indigenous Peoples Act or EPRA Republic Act 8371.
This means guys na ang indigenous cultural communities mayroon sila certain rights to be protected, and such rights are stipulated in the Indigenous Peoples Act or EPRA Republic Act 8371.
Consequently, the state shall guarantee the right of indigenous cultural communities or indigenous people to freely preserve their economic, social, and cultural development.
This means ang indigenous cultural communities or indigenous people mayroon sila right or freedom to govern or to control sa ilang area or sa ilang community for any development, whether it is economic, social, or cultural development, and it will be recognized as the same as their right. So for in short, ang indigenous cultural communities or indigenous people mayroon sila right to govern themselves and to develop ang ilang community in their own way.
Section 13. Self-Governance. The state recognizes the inherent right of ICCs or IPs to self-governance and self-determination and respects the integrity of their values, practices, and institutions. Consequently, the state shall guarantee the right of ICCs or IPs to freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development.
Under this section means that the state recognizes the right of ICCs or IPs to govern themselves. They are free to continue their way of life and pursue their economic, social, and cultural development while being respected by the government. So for example, let's say that there's an indigenous community nga nag-decide na mag-manage ng ilang own natural resources like some forests or rivers in a way that fits ang ilang traditional practices. So under this section, ang rules ng government is to support sa respect ng ilang decision and i-allow sila nga mag-manage ng ilang own ng natural resources in their own way or in their own traditional practices.
Good day everyone, my name is Julian Pinuela. So ang report ko subong is Section 14, support for autonomous regions. The state shall continue to strengthen and support the autonomous region created under the Constitution as they may require or need. The state shall likewise encourage other ICCs or IPs not included or outside Muslim Mindanao in the Cordilleras to use the form and content of their ways of life as may be compatible with the fundamental rights defined in the Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines and other international recognized human rights. So it means maghambal ta gani nga autonomous sa isang region sa aton nga country nga may ara nga own self-governance, act with independent with and without ng external control sa aton nga government. Ang example is ang Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Sila ni ang na may control sa ilang pagpangabuhi of life, may decision making power sa ilang economy, sa ilang education, and of course sa ilang health. But of course ang sa defense and sa humanitarian sa human rights is ang atoming gobyerno Japon ang handle. Kag example be ang our state ga encourage man help extend help man Japon sa ila. Example be may naapektuhan bi sila sang bagyo, so ang ato nga gobyerno is gapadala man Japon bulig sa ila dito sa Bangsamoro para buligan sila kag ma-support man Japon sila. And of course ang our state encouragement sa outside bala sa Muslim Mindanao ag sa Cordillera nga pwede man nila sundon ang autonomous nga pagpangabuhi or autonomous nga government if compatible man sa ilang way of life under the Philippines Constitution and the other international recognized human rights. So hopefully maintindihan mo sa ako nga report and may mangig kamo and kabay maintindihan nyo manggid sa maayo ang autonomous.
Section 15 represents a significant step towards recognizing and respecting the rights of ICC or IPs by allowing them to use their own justice system and maintain peace using traditional method, as long as this method respect national and international laws. For example, sa sina nga lugar, may ara na sila sang tradisyon sa pagsalbar sang ilang away or problema. Like ipatawag na sila sang ilang nga mga elders para man maistoryahan nila ang ilang nga problema or away para man sa ikalinong sa sina nga lugar. Sa sina nga way, ang mga elders masustain nila ang ina nga kultura para man masunod naton nga mga kabataan or sa next generation pagin.
Good morning, everyone. I am Lorme Paraon, and I will discuss Section 16, which is right to participate in decision making. ICCs or IPs have the right to participate fully if they so choose at all levels of decision making in matters which may affect their rights, lives, and destinies, through procedures determined by them, as well as to maintain and develop their own indigenous political structures. Consequently, the state shall ensure that the ICCs or IPs shall be given mandatory representation in policy-making bodies and other local legislative councils. So, according to this law, they have the right to participate fully in all levels of decision-making, especially in matters that affect their rights, lives, and future. So, in simple words, tinatagaan sila sang tingog kag oportunidad na mangin kabahin sa mga desisyon sa gobyerno. This means hindi lang mga opisyal or mga matag-as na posisyon na mangin kabahin sa pagdesisyon sa gobyerno. Dapat may mga indigenous peoples man nga apektado sa mga plano kag mga programa. So, for example, kung may project ang gobyerno nga magtukod sa kalsada o tanong sa lugar na ginapuyan sa mga IPs, dapat sila una pamangkuton kag pamatian. Kay sila ang pinakapektado or sila man dapat ang may part sa pagdesisyon.
Hello everyone, I am Dindal Bergoy Papirata, and today we're going to talk about the Section 17, right to determine and decide priorities for development. So the ICCs or indigenous cultural communities or the indigenous peoples shall have the right to determine and decide their own priorities for development affecting their lives, beliefs, institutions, spiritual well-being, and the land they own, occupy, or use. They shall participate in the formulation, implementation, and evaluation of policies, plans, and programs for educational, regional, and local development which may directly affect them. So sa Section 17 talks about the rights of the indigenous cultural communities or the indigenous peoples to have control of their own developments. So this means that they have a freedom to choose what kind of projects, programs, or plans that should be done in their community, especially those that affect their lives, cultures, beliefs, and their ancestral. So sa Section 17, ang mga indigenous people is may ara silang right no sa pagpili kung ano gusto nilang ipatupad sa ilang community, especially nga maka-affect or makapamaayo sa ilang community, sa ilang pagpangabuhi, sa ilang village, kag sa ilang cultural community. So this should not just be told what to do by the governments of our private companies. Instead, they must be included in making decisions like planning to implementation up to the evaluation of the developments of the projects. So hindi lang dapat governments o the private companies ang mag-decide para sa ila. So ang mga indigenous people is dapat ma-participate man sila sa sinang implementation ng programs para man sa ilang kamayuhan sa ilang community. So sa pag-implement sa sinang programs, dapat aragit sila sa pag-evaluate para man sa development sa sinang projects. Like for example, if the government wants to build a tourism projects or start a build inside their ancestral land, so the indigenous peoples must be consulted first, and they have a right to agree or disagree based on what they think is best for the people and also and their land. So like for example, if the governments wants nga gusto nila nga magpa-ubra sang roads inside their ancestral, so ang mga indigenous people or RPs may ara sila nga freedom sa pag-agree sila kung lantaw nila ang ina nga projects or nga project is makapamaayo sa ilang community, especially nga makaapik sa ilang pagpangabuhi, sa ilang cultures, kag sa ilang mga ginapatiyan. Kag may ara man sila right no sa pag-disagree sa sina nga projects nga gina-implement sa ila nga in Switzerland no. Kung lantaw nila that project is maka-harm o maka-apekto sa ila pagpangabuhi no, so may ara sila freedom no sa pag-disagree sa sina nga projects. That's all.
So, good morning, sir. I'm Jezabel Reyes. I will be tackled about Section 18, the tribal barangays. The tribal barangays is, or IPs, living in the contiguous areas or communities where they form the predominant population, but which are located in municipalities, province, or cities where they are not constituted. The majority of population may form or constitute as separate barangays in accordance with the local government code on the creation of the tribal barangays. The text explains that IPs who live in the connected areas, they can create their own barangay, even they are the smallest local government unit in the Philippines. Even though they are not the majority in the municipality or city, they are allowed to create their own separate barangays. For example, Tivoli is living in a specific area in Lake Cebu, South Cotabato. They ginpasugtan sila bala nga mag-obra sang ilang barangay nga ma-identify sila with a follow sila Japan sa guidelines sang government, kag gina-socialize nila ang localize ang governance nila nga mapadayon nila Japan ilang culture, kag ang community set up, even the developments ang ilang tribe. So that's all, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Wendell Tino, the reporter of Section 19, Role of People Organization. The state shall recognize and respect the role independent ICS/IPS organization to enable the ICS/IPS to pursue and protect their legitimate and collective interests and aspiration through peaceful and lawful means. Guys, amo sa gali ang tindihan ko sa estado sa pabalaan at kinilikala at nirespeto ang karapatan ng mga katutubong ICS/IPS na bumuo at pagtakbo ng sarili nilang mga lupa at organisasyon upang ipaglaban ang kanilang karapatan at interes sa lupa, kultura at wika. May po ginaalok ang pamalaan sa mga usapin may epekto sa kanilang gawain ito sa mga kapayapaan at katarungan paraan sa ayos sa batas ng people organization. Example sa mga people organization is the Tibtiba Foundation, Indigenous People International Center for Policy Research and Educational in the Philippines. The Philippine governor under the Indigenous People Rights Act, IPRAM, must recognize groups like Tibtiba at work with them in planning and implementing programs affecting indigenous communities.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Erica Pandakan. So let's start. Section 20, Means of Development Empowerment of ICC and IPs. The government shall establish the means for the full development empowerment of ICC and IP's own institution, initiatives, and where necessary, provide the resources needed therefore. The government is responsible for creating opportunities for indigenous cultural communities and indigenous people to grow stronger. Empowering institution initiatives. This involves supporting the indigenous cultural communities, indigenous people, on organization and subject. The goal is make them self-sufficient and capable managing their own affairs. So, providing resources, di ay mauna sila ang mga indigenous cultural communities, indigenous people nga kanang kinahanglan pagyapon nila og dugang nga tabang gikan sa ilaha para na ali mo provide sila ha ng mga necessary resources. So, to include funding, training, or access service. So, that's all. Thank you.